Hi everyone, and welcome back to Flipping the Library with Miss Whittle. This is Lesson 5. In this lesson, we'll be talking about where you can find some online reading resources, things that you can listen to or read online. And at the end, we'll talk about you being able to comment with some book reviews of what you've read. Okay, I just want to start out by saying that everything that I talk about today, I will have a link in the description for you to be able to find these. The first thing we're going to talk about today is Tumble Books. Usually that's something that you have to pay for, but the Tennessee State Library has arranged a deal with the company that they will have their books available through the end of the school year as long as we're having to stay out. So to get in, you will need to put in some passwords. So you're going to use TN Tumbles as your username, and your password is trial. TRIALS, trials. Then you'll hit sign in. Okay. And you'll be able to look at a little more about the site as you get on it. But what I want to show you, I'm just going to scroll down, that it has tons of books that you can read online. It even has graphic novels or comic books for you to be able to read. So I'm going to click on, let's see, something that I think a lot of people will like. Let's begin with Geronimo Stilton. Okay. And then if Geronimo Stilton is your thing, you can add to favorites. Although, remember that everybody is going to be using the same username and password, so if everybody adds to favorites, then we're just going to see a list of everybody's favorites, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It might open you up to different books. We're going to go ahead and read online. And I know that some sites let you read left to right, and they have you click an arrow over here or something like that. Tumble Books asks you to go up and down. So we're going to come over here, and you can scroll down that way, or you can just use an arrow key. And you're able to read it that way. Now, if you were to read a picture book, it would be a little different than this graphic novel. But you get the idea, and I encourage you to just play around with Tumble Books. Okay, next one I want to talk about is Audible, and let me go to the homepage of Audible. It will be in the description. Usually, again, Audible is a company that you have to pay to use their product, but they have made children's stories available for free. And you don't have to do anything special. You just start listening. And it has books for very young children that they can listen to, all the way through elementary, tween, that would be like for fifth graders or something like that, and teen. I know that a lot of our kids are pretty advanced in their reading, and maybe a literary classic or a teen would be on their reading level. That's fine. Nobody's going to try to police what you're reading, but I would encourage parents to make sure you know what your kids are reading, that the content is appropriate for their age level. I know that a lot of kids read well above their age, so you just have to kind of be careful there. Now, I do want to caution you on this. This is not going to show pictures when you click on this. This is strictly going to be them reading aloud. In my own experience, if you don't have pictures, then a picture book is not really going to be as interesting, just hearing the words. So I would suggest maybe a chapter book like you would see down here, and able to listen to that. It's just like having a teacher read to you. Okay. The next one I want to talk about is something that I think that you may already be familiar with, but just in case, I want to go ahead and show it to you. Storyline Online. Here you will have what it's famous for is having famous people read books out loud. For example, I think this one has been in the news, Harry the Dirty Dog, and then you'll have to choose your video. I typically do YouTube. This one has been in the news because we have the legendary Betty White reading. Um, so you would click the video. It's just like watching something on YouTube, and she'll read the book to you. Some of the actors and actresses are a little better at it than others. Some will show the pictures while they're reading, some don't. You just kind of have to pick and choose. Um, but you do get the experience of having someone read a story aloud to you. You may also have heard that there are different authors who are um, doing drawing lessons or giving writing tips or even reading their own works aloud. I want to go over a few of them just to kind of show you what those sites look like and give you some ideas about what you can do. The first one I think has been in the news and is one of the more famous ones. It's Lunch Doodles with Mo Willems. Now, if you know who Mo Willems is, he's the guy who did the Pigeon books and the Elephant and Piggy books. And so his readings and his little drawing lessons are a lot of fun. So I really encourage you to try those out. The next author I want to tell you about is Julia Cook. She is the author of The Gruffalo and several other books. She has been doing a read aloud on Mondays and Fridays, and you can find those on Facebook. And I've included the website, the address for that. The next author I want to tell you about who's doing some read alouds is Oliver Jeffers. He is the person who did the crayon books like The Day the Crayons Quit and things like that. You can access his videos at his website, so I've included that link as well. If you're looking for a chapter book read aloud, maybe for the early grades, first or second, Dan Gutman is reading some of his My Weird School books on Facebook, and he's doing, I think, 2 chapters every day, so that, if I'm not mistaken, you get through a whole book in a week, which, if you're trying to get some AR points, that would be a good thing to listen to. This is Kate DiCamillo. She is one of my all-time favorite writers. I don't know that she's doing any read alouds right now, but I did want to show you that she does have some videos with writing tips. If you would like to try to write your own stories, she would be one of the best people to get advice from, I think, because I've never read anything of hers that I didn't like. So if you want to go to Facebook and check out Kate DiCamillo, I highly recommend it. This one would be more for gifted students because Sir Patrick Stewart is reading aloud a Shakespeare sonnet every day. This is something that a lot of college students don't really get. But if you like Shakespeare, if you're interested in hearing a famous Shakespearean actor read some of these lines, I cannot recommend Patrick Stewart enough. Granted, I am biased because I'm a Trekkie, but I'll let his videos speak for themselves. This one is more for adults because I really believe that kids follow the lead of what they see their parents doing. So, this is a podcast from LeVar Burton. You may remember him from Reading Rainbow. In this podcast, he's reading short stories um, that are written for adults. So this is not something I'm recommending for kids to listen to. I'm recommending this for parents. Um, Give him a try. He really is a good reader, and it's something to kind of relax you at the end of the day. Um, Also, I want to remind you that I am reading Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone out loud. To get to that, you would follow the directions that we put on the Mount Juliet Elementary Facebook page, and you can only get to that through uh, Google Classroom. So just follow those directions, and of course, I'm also doing um, a read aloud um, for MJE Fridays, and I'll be doing that on Friday. So stay tuned um, for the next one that we'll be doing. Hope you have a great time reading. And I'm going to open up the comment section on this video so that as you're reading these stories or having them read to you, go into the comments. Tell us what you read or listened to, and tell us what you think about it. I'll see you next time.